It is a pretty simple question. Is it safe to upload cover songs to YouTube? It's a complicated answer.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello, I'm Rob and welcome back to vidIQ, the YouTube tool and channel that educates you on your YouTube journey. If you are new here and you want the latest YouTube tips, tricks and advice, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. As always, school is in session. Alright then, cover versions. Can you use them on YouTube? I'm going to give you a very quick answer here, and that is yes, if you are able to use YouTube's built-in tools. Let's take a look. youtube.com/music_policies is the page you want to visit, and I'll include a direct link in the video description. From this directory, you can search the copyright rules on thousands of songs, both for the original version and whether or not you can create a cover for it. In this example, Arcade Fire are quite generous in making their original song available to use in all but 2 countries. You are also allowed to perform a cover version, which will be viewable worldwide and monetizable, so the revenue will be shared between you and the owners of the copyright. However, what you will find with most songs is that the copyright owner doesn't want you to do anything with their content, whether you use the original music or attempt to create a cover version. Ignoring these warnings will likely land you with at least a copyright claim and usually a copyright strike. So in those cases, it's pretty much black and white. Follow YouTube's copyright policies on the songs and you should keep yourself out of trouble. YouTube can automatically detect whether or not you're using copyright music, and they'll likely be able to do the same even if you do a cover version, although it may take a little longer. But what about when YouTube doesn't have a song in their copyright directory? What do you need to do? Well, consider these 6 things before you start making a cover version. For every song or musical composition, there are 2 sets of copyright. One belongs to the songwriter or the songwriting team behind the melody of a composition, the one that wrote the music and created the lyrics. The second copyright protection is for the artist and covers the recording and performance of that song. As an example, Girls Just Wanna Have Fun was iconically performed by Cyndi Lauper in 1983, but the song was originally written and first recorded by Robert Hazard in 1979. Now, if this was a simple case of copyright ownership, in this instance, Robert Hazard would have owned the songwriting composition copyright and licensed it to be sung by Cyndi Lauper, who would have owned a performance copyright. In reality, it's probably a lot more complicated with publishers and record labels and producers involved, but you get the distinction between the 2 copyrights. Basically, what that meant was, traditionally, if you wanted to do a cover version of somebody's song, you would seek their direct permission to do that. But YouTube and the internet has flipped all of this on its head. Don't get me wrong, the copyright rules still apply, but they were created in an age before you could go onto the World Wide Web and grab something within minutes and then publish it globally. It's up to the platforms that provide these services to catch you in the act, and YouTube are pretty good at this. Whenever this happens, copyright is being infringed upon. And in the worst case scenarios, if you did such a thing, you could end up in court having to defend yourself. These 2 copyright laws cover a multitude of infringement sins. For example, adding lyrics over a background image to a licensed song without permission is a big no. They could be claimed by the music publisher. That's the entity that usually owns the copyright to a composition. The publisher protects the songwriter, and that includes the use of the music and lyrics on YouTube. Modifying a song isn't going to give you any copyright slack either. If there is a recognisable melody, that is considered the master recording and is a tangible asset under copyright. If you use these master clips, even as snippets, and try and mash them together or play more musical instruments over the original, it's still classed as a copyright infringement. Also, even if you recreate a popular song from scratch, play all of the musical instruments, include all of your own vocals, well then that is the composition copyright that you're potentially infringing upon. So you're not covered for that either. To give you some YouTube context, the copyright team at YouTube confirmed the following actions by a creator can leave them vulnerable to a copyright claim if the music and lyrics belong to a rights holder. In other words, they're not in the public domain. A cappella versions, use of a master recording in a remix or mashup, humming, reading lyrics aloud, adding lyrics to the published video, or a re-recording. But wait, I hear you cry. What about fair use? The problem is that a lot of people interpret fair use as their catch-all shield against any copyright claims, and it really isn't as simple as that. I mean, to be honest, this is copyright of Marvel, and I haven't asked Marvel for their permission to use this in their video, so technically, I guess we could be in copyright infringement of them. But are Marvel going to take the time to make a claim against us for this video? You see where I'm coming from. Now, if you are absolutely insistent that your content is fair use, the argument will end up in court, where a judge will use the following when considering any claims: the purpose and character of your use, the nature of the copyrighted work, the amount and substantiality of a portion taken, and the effect of the use upon a potential market. Let me give you another example which reflects my knowledge of fair use. A very iconic melody, and I assume that that would be infringing on the original composition copyright of the X-Files theme tune. But in terms of fair use, I could argue that that is used as an educational example in this video, which is educating you on the dangers of cover songs and copyright. Whether that would hold up in court, I'm not sure. I would need to seek legal advice, and you should do exactly the same if you want to engage in this practice for your channel in general. The rest of the information in this video comes from a YouTube source, the Creator Insider YouTube team, so do check out that original video if you want any clarification on anything we've talked about here. But as I will stress again, none of this is legal advice, just general tips and tricks to make sure that your videos don't get hit with copyright strikes. Thank you very much for watching, and as usual, enjoy the rest of your video making day.